afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacast. Me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda, Hero of Sight, Defender of the Fatherland, off here to 1 vs 1 on Angoville. In the south, it's VBMars, I believe, fighting here for the Soviet Union, Socialism, Comrade Stalin, and the 6th Guards Tank Corps. As in the north, it's experts Baoliang, fighting here for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland, rolling out here with the 23rd Panzer Division. He's got mechanized assault, Jaeger armor, and elite troops with triple infantry versus mechanized support, armored assault, and urban defense with shock trooper, mine, and infantry bullets here for VBMars. A double conscript start as he pushes eastwards here, already looking to, well, wire trap the entrance to the house, at least one of them. With Baoliang moving westwards, got the first doctoral choice. It is urban defense for VBMars, opening up for shock troopers, KB2s, light anti-tank guns, booby traps, and the forward headquarters. Double pioneers out here from Baoliang so far, indicating a possible tier 2 rush strategy here from him and the Wehrmacht. There we go, double MG42s. I mean, he could, double back for the infantry company, which some players, small subset, will do, but it's certainly starting to look like a tier 2 rush strategy here from Baoliang, at which point the question, of course, is what will he then go for to support it? Mechanized assault, he'd probably gone for that now, so elite troops are starting to look a bit more, I think, likely here from Baoliang. Westwards with the Pioneers, MG42. Pioneers move up, sweep up there, keeping sort of things a bit clearer there in terms of reconnaissance. So, for example, VBMars does not surprise him with a few conscripts out of nowhere. Securing the eastern side here steadily. So far, no some engagement here between the two sides. Second MG42 they're done for Baoliang and the 23rd Panzer Division. Back here, nothing further going on. He's got a bit of a before he can actually take up. Pioneers there moved a bit too far ahead. He was probably trying to sort of stay in cover while grabbing the point. In some configurations, you probably can do that, but that or they just move them themselves, which can also happen. Anyways, third conscript there, continue to move upwards here. And a bit of movement here. You can see he's trying to sneak up. He's set up machine gun and sort of trying to disrupt VBMars' opening here. As VBMars gets to hit his carve point, and so far Baoliang's going to be a bit undefended there. Pioneer's moving up. He's going to need to get the machine gun up there, but the machine gun here could also stall VBMars to a degree. He's going for a 4th conscript and a Molotov save, which would, I think, a reasonable degree of a number of server players do. They go for Molotovs after the 3rd conscript against the Wehrmacht. Had he done it, he could have punished the machine gun there with a good Molotov throw. Interesting enough, he switches out. I'm not entirely sure he might be worried about the Molotovs, and of course wants to leave this particular blind spot away and clear. Pioneers there fighting to defend the car point. Got the 2nd infantry moving up there, but it's not going to be quite on time to defend. Conscript about here, exploiting the gap here left by the MG42 as repositions. Other ones setting up beyond the conscripts, gunning them down mercilessly. Take up is down. They can build the light to make a nice company. Actually, can't quite there in terms of fuel, since in particular with the car point ahead, it's going to be just a tad slower there. I mean, it's going to take a bit of a while there. So we'll have to see what Baoliang does here against VBMars, but he's certainly caught there in a bit of a spiky situation. MG42 trying to reposition, trying to grab out of the carve point. He can build the light to make a nice company. Now he's going to have to get some infantry out there fast. Some Panzergrenadier are probably his best bet here versus VBMars. And there we go, pushed off the cutoff point. The situation of Baoliang is now looking pretty hazardous here, as his gambit has very much been exploited here by VBMars. Also now laying down sandbags on the southern western field point there. And there you go, like to make a nice company done. He can go for the Panzergrenadiers. I mean, that's really the only thing he can go for, because he's got no fuel for anything else. So, Panzergrenadiers are very much the option, but that's a conscript heavy build. Panzergrenadiers well handled, can be quite effective with assault rifles. So, definitely not a bad choice, though, of course, still, it is his only choice. I mean, he could go for the Pak 40, but that would just be dumb. So, I mean, it wouldn't really count it as a real choice. Sandbag style being finished here by VBMars' conscripts. MG42 moving downwards. Panzergrenadier squad almost done. Medics up there for him, and we also got Molotovs up. Better skirmishing Pioneers with flamethrowers to help flush out VBMars from any hiding holes. Positions, there we go, at least he's reconnected the western side of the map there. So he's at least getting some fuel here. So that is very nice there for Baoliang. Bit of quiet here, can't go to fire from the MG42 moving forwards. There we go, suppressed. Western fuel connected, giving VBMars then out a lot of fuel here compared to Baoliang. Heavy machine gun fire there with Panzers moving up, going to clear out those rations behind the cover, and these Pioneers going to grab points. The flamethrower engineers will have to deal with the flamethrower Pioneers, and there you go, conscripts will have to retreat soon, because otherwise they do risk getting wiped on a retreat possibly. So there you go. Fuel pump ring capture, he's likely going to move up a machine gun to grab that one, while the Panzergrenadiers deal with the other infantry threats here from VBMars. And there you go, machine gun trying to catch up here. No, not fast enough. Panzer's going to have to deal with that. He's going to have to go for another Panzergrenadier squad, or he could soon go for Stormtroopers. Should have called in. I mean, there's also the option of making an assault and the assault grenadiers, but with this timing, I would say that is unlikely. And there you go, hit the car point again, render to neutral again, denying Baoliang precious fuel again. Definitely a rougher start there for the Germans. Back here though, bunker up, close there to having the medics available as well to be upgraded. You can also soon go, he can actually go for 2-2s now if he wanted to, though again at this stage I'd probably expect infantry, and Baoliang still going to need infantry to have a chance at fighting, in particular now with he's already on the back foot. As you can see, they're with ease dealing with the conscripts, even with the mortars that are being popped, they just quickly dodge them and then proceed to continue murdering the rations with the assault rifles. Good work there. Pioneers pushing back the conscripts from the east with more pioneers moving in, and a second Panzergrenadier squad there for Baoliang. Again, he now has the command point set to consider stormtroopers as well instead. But initially sending some Panzergrenadiers would be a very good choice here for Baoliang and the 23rd Panzer Division. We got take up there for VBMars, the support company going up in his base. Medics down there as well for Baoliang, very good. Panzer they're retreating for healing and reinforcement alongside the half-health MG42. In this case, Baoliang prioritising having troops at full health to fight the enemy so he doesn't suffer needless manpower losses, which is certainly a very sensible idea. Second Panzer squad out, there we go. We got shock troops out here for VBMars, heavily armoured and heavily armed, ready to deal with any Hitlerite infantry in short order, if they can get close enough, that is, which they usually can. Though of course lots of Panzergrenadiers will make that a bit more difficult for VBMars to actually execute. In particular, the Panzergrenadiers working together, they can focus down a shock trooper squad reasonably swiftly. Our Panzer squad almost done. Pioneers need to retreat soon. Baoliang does not hesitate to get his men out of there. Good work. Conscripts coming up on the west side here with engineers backing up. MD4 coming down there to help defend. Pioneers almost good to go as well. And there you go, Panzer flying west the shock trooper squad. Of course, well at this point, informing Baoliang what doctoral choice VBMars has gone for. At least it narrows it down. Oh, he pops into the house. He maps not realised there. He doesn't care. I mean, the trap only works if you begin taking losses. If you've got a full squad that sort of pops out, they will end up on the other side. But if he again stays around for too long, he's going to suffer losses. At which point, once they pop out, they'll be within the barbed wire, and that's basically how the barbed wire trap works. So he's going to have to retreat now. Oh dear, might actually be too late. 3 men is already a bad spot. Baoliang here, yeah. He's caught now, he can't get out. He made a mistake there. And his Panzergrenadiers paid with a price. They might get a wipe here still. Counter squad for Panzergrenadier squad is not a good trait there for Baoliang, in particular when he's already deeply short in infantry, so that was definitely ill-advised, and well, a nice trap there set up by VBMars, obviously. It's not one that it sees a lot of usage as a reason, but it actually used to be quite popular before people realised you could just spot the entrance with a strip of wire, but this one is a bit more complex, and again, can to an extent be dodged, but the opponent isn't, considering it at all. It can be, used against them quite efficiently, as you see them just turned it into a kill trap. So nice work there by VBMars. Baoliang definitely is going to need more infantry, and fast. I mean, operating with just one Panzer squad, there's a lot of Russian infantry, or Soviet infantry is usually not where you want to be. Okay, so I thought you have to pop into the house again, repeating the same mistake as previously. That would be just a bit of a god damn it moment. Briefly consider two troopers going for another Panzer squad again. He realises he needs at least more infantry. I mean, one is just not enough. Even two, I would say, with two Panzer is cutting it a bit short. I mean, again, he could go elite troops and in some stormtroopers. That way, could be quickly putting himself up to 3 infantry squads. Like I said, recently attack on the move. So we'll have to see there. Down here, tank command up for VBMars. Bit slow down in terms of fuel, so there might be a chance here for Baoliang to maybe not get completely overrun immediately by a T-70, which is probably one of his biggest fears. As you can see, he's laying down telemites. He's worried about the T-70, and he's also going to try and rush ahead for medium armor himself. So we'll have to see what he's going to have to push out there. I mean, if he can control both fuel points, he might be able to push out something, but it's still going to think not being in time here against VBMars and any potential T-70s, which is like what I'd be anticipating. Back here, healing enforcement, tech halfway done. Panzergrenadier setting out, other squad also ready. Engineers they caught by the Sturmgewehr 44. Western fuel point reclaimed here by VBMars and the 6th Guards Tank Corps. Panzer Marine is going to clean them out, other squad moving up, cleared with the engineers, can then use the house here against the shock troopers, or unless they occupy, in which case, of course, there's 2 Panzer squad troopers that. But if you can sort of get into after safer range, you can just shoot it to bits with the Panzergrenadier. So I guess just ignore and proceed to threaten to wipe other infantry, like the Counterattack, in which case you can see the Y now has been cleared out. Needs to be a bit careful here, though. The shock troopers could wipe the low health Panzergrenadiers, or even those if he's not careful. They do a lot of damage. They're going to 42 joining in the front. Smoke screen off. T7 is close here to happen. You've got the spawn armor co-op here for Baoliang. I mean, he could rush out a Stug on Osman to counter an early T70. The Osman, of course, would also help better the infantry, though long term would, you know, not be as amazing. And also kind of pretty weak to armor. And even though not amazing versus infantry, but at least it could sort of help it. I mean, you could also go for the Stug, which of course we've got versus the medium armor, and you know, not bad versus the infantry either. Our white troops are healing and forcing. T7 is on the way there for VBMars, plus assist 3 field gun. He's obviously anticipating armor here from Baoliang. Carve on there hit, so now Baoliang's not getting any fuel from the west. That's going to make it hard for him to push out any armor to immediately counter the T70. As fast as possible, so that's a definite problem. Because now both car points have been hit there. Baoliang needs to work hard to fix this little situation. Mines down there, good spot there by VBMars. Here we got Pioneers trying to deal with the conscripts with the power of fire. Especially 2 Panzers there, they're definitely very good tower. Then, particularly once they eventually 3 Panzers have become quite solid infantry. And there go T7 light tank out here for VBMars. That's going to be a problem there for Baoliang, who currently has no anti-tank weapons, and he's got 1 telemine. That's it. So we'll have to see how Baoliang handles that one. I mean, he's got the fuel point back, but it's still going to take him roughly a minute before he can build anything that could theoretically stop the T7. I mean, he can also go for the pack 4, and that's what he does here. That was also an option there, which my brain just sort of conveniently ignored, because I suppose it's less dramatic and exciting, and you know, just go for an anti-tank gun. But I mean, that was obviously also a solution there for Baoliang, and obviously that's the sane solution rather than my insane solutions. Up north, the MD-42, they're being a bit surrounded here by VBMars' infantry. Field gun ring up, there could will be a bombardment to join in. Oh, nope, no mind, he just sniped Heinz with an armor-piercing round. My God, he got Heinz for Satsing. Does it even have optics on it? It thinks it just shoots at bottles of soda glasses. Doesn't that make the aim worse? Well, I never said it was smart. And there's pack 40 moving up there for Baoliang. That should have a bit. Could also have been installed for Panzer 4. Those obviously not without its risks. In this regard, by noting the flamethrower engineers do provide a bit of an advantage there to Baoliang tactically. No minesweepers, so the tail mine could theoretically go off on the T70 at some point. But yeah, he's going to go for the Panzer 4 instead. He still, I think, should at least get 1 more infantry squad. I mean, 2 Panzergrenadier squads is obviously better than 2 Grenadier squads in a lot of cases, but I still recommend, as a rule of thumb, a minimum of 3 infantry squads at all times. Flamethrower Pioneers here, these are dealing with the shock troopers to a degree, since the flames don't particularly care about the bonuses the shock troopers armor confer to them. So that makes it easier for him to deal with. And there goes, shock troopers almost wiped out, forced away there. 361 versus 469. VBMars has a significant victory point leader of Baoliang as well. And he's raiding his base, the cheeky bastard. Baoliang is clearly not expecting this. I mean, most players ever are. And very nice work there by VBMars. Thumbs up. He's playing to the second T10 as well there. He's definitely feeling very cocky. Which is a bit surprising considering, I mean, he's inside his base. He should be able to see the support armor core. And his solution is still to go for double T70s. That seems a bit much. Pack 4, they're flanking the T70, pushing away. He does avoid losing the mag bunker, though it's really close there for Baoliang. But still, you can see the support armor core. Why would you go for second T70? Even if you're getting a second field gun, that still seems a bit strange. But I guess we'll roll with it. And there we go. Baoliang does end up there with elite troops. I mean, it was kind of the obvious one, but here he is. Could call in stormtroopers. He would have theoretically upgraded his Panzergrenadiers with G43s if he wanted to. I mean, there could very well be a setup for Tiger Ace down the road if it becomes necessary here versus VBMars with his double T70s. There we go. Panzerkampfwagen 4 being mobilized there for Baoliang. T7 moving up east side there. Shock tools backing up. Tiny chance of hitting that 10 on mine. I'm not entirely sure that's the best position you'd want to do here. So I mean, you still consider the flow their vehicles to the victory point. I would say they're less likely to end up here than they are here. So part of me would suggest, you know, maybe in future times lay the T10 on mine here. But again, I could be wrong. He just, you know, zoop, drives into it that way. But sort of from perspective, it's kind of a bit awkward. Wait, what? Did he just cancel the Panzer IV for more Panzergrenadiers? He doesn't even need to cancel the Panzer IV for more Panzergrenadiers. What is he thinking? Or was this some tragic, massive misclick? Did his cat jump up on the keyboard? Or his dog jump up on the keyboard? Or his pet iguana? Like, what could have jumped up on the keyboard? That's the real question here. Anyways, he's committed now to triple Panzergrenadiers. What is Baoliang thinking? He's going for Panzerschrecks. So he's going to go for Tier 4 instead? Is there some other secret behind all of this? Now he's going for more packs. What is going on here with Baoliang? I mean, he just went off the beaten path here. Gibraltar lightning on the conscripts though. Oh, that was actually a concussive grenade. He knew he was going to get there, so he just used the grenade to basically just bait them out of their cover and just force them to retreat. That's actually kind of clever there. Thumbs up to Baoliang. Mine's going down, he caught laying them down and being hit there with machine gun fire. T7 is moving about. I mean, obviously, the double packs plus the Panzergrenadiers give him a lot of firepower. Those are the double T70s. And I don't know, guess he's anticipating a lot of field guns. He just kind of avoids that as well with it. But overall, the strategy seems still a bit odd. I'm not really entirely sure what Baoliang now is planning. Hopefully not a Tiger Ace stall. That would be a really bad idea. Back here, troops reinforcing. Bit of scramble Pioneers with the shock troopers holding up in heavy cover. They're definitely making the job easier for the Ace Pioneers. If they can hit, that is. Yep. No, he does go for the Panzer IV now anyways. I'm not entirely sure here what Baoliang is thinking with that one. Nah. Not going to head into it. Got a Pack 40 awaiting. Got another Pack 40 moving up. Bit of skirmishing here with the Panzergrenadiers and conscripts. Oh, Pack 40 there. So they got a bit too slowly. Getting it flanked with the T70. They could set up theoretically behind the house and blast away at the Pack 40 without the other being able to support. We've got a rush here. Panzers are being forced away. Completely collapsing Baoliang's western forces. And there you go, Panzer IV finally arrives for Baoliang, unless he decides to suddenly cancel it again. At which point I really would be absolutely clueless as to what Baoliang's going through his head. But there you go. Panzer IV out, seizing points in the east. MD4 turning up eastwards as well. Built triple Panzergrenadiers is a reasonable force composition, and of course ones with Panzerschrecks means you can sort of lay down a lot of fire against enemy armour. Bring up the east side with the machine guns. Making a bigger push here, the Pioneers with flamethrowers and minesweepers, so he's prepared for a bit of everything there from VBMars, who's certainly happy to lay down mines. And the tank guns should be being hauled forward soon. Yep, T7's moving up the right flank. No sign of takeover yet further there for VBMars. Pack 4 is going to open up the T70s. There we go, one T70 down, torn apart by a hailstorm of armor-piercing shells. Field guns constantly moving up here, going for the Panzer IV. He's trying to go for the Panzer IV, but the Panzer IV definitely vanishes away. Meanwhile, we got fresh Panzer going to do assault here on the ration position. There you go, bung grenade off. No, this time an actual bundle. Perhaps even planning and using it like that. They're just switching between them, so VBMars never knows, and then might decide to make the call and then make the wrong call and then get punished. So possibly an idea there for VBMars, but ultimately it's not. Well, I can actually see if he's actually going through with. It's just a guess. Either way, he almost got a wipe there. He didn't quite get the wipe there. He's now being cut apart by the Panzergrenadiers and Panzerjägers. Panzer IV moves ahead. Nice good attack here with Baoliang, throwing off VBMars, who is definitely struggling a bit with fuel. He could have gone for fuel cache at some point, I think, here, says Baoliang. And is also starting to suffer from infantry issues here versus Baoliang. We got 263 versus 458. Bangabao remains smouldering. Ace Panzergrenadier is up, 32 kills. Very good there for him. And we got a second shock to the squad out here. VBMars decides to just go in hard here. And could definitely threaten some infantry for Baoliang if he's not careful. Panzer there, snapping away at the T-70, not quite landing any hits. Field guns moving up, counter up with engineers as well there. Panzergrenadier is out in the open, being shot at and scorched a bit. Counter there getting blasted with the Panzer IV, 7 kills, 3 of Das Vaterland, and a damaged engine to show for. Field guns being held up here, counter being shot at. T-70 moving up with shock troopers, counter backing it all up as well. Using the fire from the Panzer IV. So I suspect he could be saving up here for the KV2, but again, he could also be going for the Mechanized Armour Company. Either way, though, I think a fuel cache here would benefit the VBMars a lot here versus Baoliang. And there you go, could get a wipe on the MD42. Yes, he's going to get it, he's going to get it! And then he's going to turn it against Baoliang. That's going to hurt Baoliang here. It's going to be a huge win there for VBMars. Grenades off from the field gun, doesn't do enough damage. Panzer trying to get out of there. CoH2 being hit again, he needs to launch an immediate counterattack with whatever forces he can master to that locality. He also lost the Minesweeper Pioneer, so while Baoliang is definitely enjoying some success, it's not all beer and skittles here versus VBMars. And there you go, Panzer needs to get out. Oh, he's going to lose it. It's too slow, he didn't expect to. There's a front him up like that. Oh, he gets away with it. That was a really close one. Ace Panzer, they're cutting through the shock troopers. Their accuracy meaning they can easily hit and ignore the body. And there you go, full wipe on the shock troopers. A significant blow to VBMars and the Red Army. T-70 moving up there. Panzerjäger's close to being wiped out, and they get wiped out. They don't drop in the Panzerstrakes. He could lose another MD42 here, though. Yes, he does lose a second MD42. Those are critical losses on both sides. Critical losses. You can call in the KV2 soon enough, and meanwhile Baoliang there has a bloody nose, but he's certainly given his opponent quite a bloody nose as well. Can he grab it? I think he's going to make the attempt here with the counter of the Nabbit, and at which point he's going to have 2 MD42s here versus Baoliang, who's down to just 2 infantry squads again. We got the Ace Panzergrenadiers moving up to try and prevent that from happening, as others are moving in. Less Ace, but still solid. And there, MD42 waiting to surprise them, keeping the Panzer there away. But at the same time, the counter is low on health, they can't move close either. In fact, even attacking the suppressed Panzergrenadiers could result in casualties, meaning they can't grab the MD42. And there you go, Pack 4 lands an on the T-70 light tank. Gets away, more infantry moving up, and might be able to grab the MD42 with that. Flank for Indians arriving there and routing Baoliang's Panzergrenadiers. His aces have almost been extinguished. And there you go, naps the MD42 as well there. Putting him now 2 MD42s with Baoliang having none. So what is he aiming for next? Is he now setting up for the Tiger Ace? It's starting to look like it, while VBMars is still setting up for the KV2 here. But the question of course is if that is the best move he could possibly make. Good use of the house there, avoiding getting blasted out by the field guns, which he should be aware of, sort of roaming around here in the eastern fields. Back here, troops are reinforcing. Shock troopers good to go. Ace themselves. He's getting his engineers back to repair, and in fact they're about to get wiped out if he's not careful, which would definitely be a notable blow there to VBMars and the 6 Guards tank corps. We got the Panther going with the field gun, flanking it nicely. Field guns probably managed to get split up, I think. Yeah. In this case, not the best setup due to the terrain. MD42 the blasting at the Pack 40, wiping 1. Panther 4 they're almost taken out here, but the field guns likely will go down. Bit of loss there for Baoliang and the 23rd Panzergrenadier. There you go. The Panther 4's cooked, but the MD42 goes down. The brutality continues. There you go. Stormtroopers out here for Baoliang, adding the MT40s. The Schmeisers. Molotovs off against them, that's going to force a retreat here. They're already low on health. Panzer going to be ace, or semi-ace is going up there. Not quite there. Panzergrenadiers rushing forwards. They're going to like a lot of Molotovs to force the Panzergrenadiers out. But there you go, return grenade here, and oh, sets off the mine with a bun grenade, causing a full wipe there, leaving VBMars now with just 2 infantry squads versus Baoliang's 3. He's not far off from the Tiger Rays, whereas Baoliang of VBMars, while he's got plenty of manpower, still struggling with the fuel. In fact, again, fuel caches I think would do him a lot of good here versus Baoliang at some point. And now he's struggling, so even if he's going for the KV2, it's going to be ages behind. He's going for infantry, that's good. But otherwise things are... I mean, he's also got a massive victory point over Baoliang, so I mean, if he doesn't throw away his forces meaninglessly, he could still have a chance of winning this. More conscripts, and there we go. We got the KV2 heavy tank out for VBMars and the Red Army. And the T-70, the Telemann actually gets a T-70. Only took him, I don't know, roughly 17, 16, 15 minutes. But in the end, it did take out a T-70. I'm sure Baoliang will be pleased with himself over that one. Moving out the west side with Stormtroopers, Pioneers, Panzergrenadiers. KV2 moving eastwards. Rolling through the S-mine fields that Baoliang has painstakingly laid down to slow down the Russian advances. Ruining his Voyak. Pack fortifying up there, could be grabbed the island over the conscripts. And once they have to clear out the Pack 40, there you go. Another unit wiped out. Shock troopers annihilated. Let's get hammered here by the Panzers and the Stormtrooper Bun Grenade. He was paying too much attention to what's going on in the east, allowing Baoliang to score an easy kill on the Ace Shock Troopers. A staggering blow there to VBMars. And Baoliang, I think at this stage, will be going for the Tiger Race. Haven't seen one in quite some time, so we'll have to see how he handles it. But oh dear, second pack destroyed. Oh, the crew is dead, but the pack is likely going to get destroyed in a few moments. He could also crew the other one with his conscripts. He's engaging the base, not the pack. Interesting. Not really the most, I would say, efficient move here with the KV2. 43 kills, really good work. Their shoots kind of hits, but not quite either. MG4 to come in, they're grabbing the pack 40. That means he's now got 3 anti-tank guns to sort of deal with any armor here from Baoliang. And there you go, pack down, but the Ace is about to hit, and it's going to be within striking range of the KV2. Will VBMars be ready for this? Because who goes for Tiger Rays nowadays? Well, Baoliang does. KV2 there looking to escape to safer locations as the Tiger Race is prowling forwards at not quite full speed, but close. There we go, combat blitz. Panzer, they're trying to keep safe, but I think they're going to have to retreat. There you go, Tiger Race shoots, bounces off the KV2's heavy armor. Second shot goes through though. Another shot goes through. KV2 is down to half health. Yes, the Tiger Race continues to blast away. There we go. Less health left. We got double fields opening up here. The Pack 40 wasn't quite able to keep up here. Pop smoke, and then he's going to keep attacking here. He gets the main gun. Damage engineer from nearby conscript squad. And the KV2 is down, leaving VBMars without his heavy tank. In fact, any tanks. The Tiger Ace is taking heavy hits here from the field as the Pack 40 is coming up from the other side. He might lose the Tiger Ace here, but I mean, with the KV2 out, I would say it's not quite fully traded itself off, but certainly has made sure it wasn't a complete waste there for Baoliang. And the Ace is down. At least it went down fast. In some ways, we're still doing damage because, I mean, that way he just gets the resources floating again, which is kind of important. So, yeah. I mean, he's still in a sticky spot, but with the KV2 gone, VBMars' chance of now stopping Baoliang certainly dropped a bit. Particularly since he's got very little infantry left compared with Baoliang. Storms are rushing this Shock Troopers rushing the Stormtroopers, not the other way around. There we go, getting some good hits. We got a grenade off here. Stormtroopers like to have to fall back. 4 kills though, not bad at all. Back here, troops reinforcing, healing. The smoking bunker remains. Panzergrenadier setting out, and MG42 setting out as well. And more shock troopers out there for VBMars. I know what Baoliang will go for next. 445 hours on 70. Victory points wise, he is definitely low, whereas VBMars has barely lost any. He certainly enjoys a strength in the infantry. They got 43 kills still, 19, and we got 4 here. 2 ace Panzergrenadier squads is definitely bad news when it comes for the Storm Shock Troopers. So and so, in particular if they gain veterancy, they can sort of better not get murdered by them. Punishment westwards. So what will Baoliang go for next? Panzer Force Ostwinds possibly? I guess on Ostwinds most likely. Panzer Force most likely. Double Parnese versus the Panzer or the conscripts. Stormtroopers running up, and he's now upgrading them with G43s. Giving them their mix of MP40s and G43s. They're interesting. Interesting shift there in tactical moves by Baoliang. I think that's the first time I've seen that one. Granted, I don't see stormtroopers from elite troops a lot. Still getting engineers still with the G43s, the Gewehr 43. MD4 troop forced to right past the shock troopers, which is obviously going to end up in a wipe. Baoliang is still holding on, but it's barely here. He's relying a lot on his elite infantry, and there we go. We got the Obersoldaten. Jesus, what am I talking about? Utter nonsense. 29, 44 kills. The machine gun's trying to get away here, but the Panzergrenadiers are showing no mercy. They're not relenting. T-70 on the way. That's not going to help versus the Ostwind. Grenado! Almost wiping the shock troopers there. Oh, they're going to go down. They're going to go down. The Panzergrenadiers assault rifles will wipe both of them. Machine gun in a bad spot, and it gets wiped as well. Looks like things are falling apart for VBMars. The Panzergrenadiers are annihilating him. 49 and 30 kills. So as you can see there, Panzergrenadiers can do quite well in the hands of the right plan. With this, VBMars morale is broken before the might of the German Panzergrenadiers. So there you go, GG, game over. Nasty fight. It was a bit close at times. In the end, though, I think VBMars struggled with actually getting enough fuel here to build up a serious advantage versus Baoliang, who Baoliang, despite destructing at times, at least ensured somewhat decent fuel economy, allowed to get back onto the field and made good use of the Panzergrenadiers and their, I would say, long-term strength to wear down his opponent. That way, win the game. Beating VBMars, Sailing also exploiting for whatever potential mistake you can make to then punish him for it. So, well played there on both sides, but then Baoliang just played a bit better. So I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies. And if you like what I do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. Links are in the video description. This is Imperial Dancing. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You all a wonderful audience. Hope you all to my again for a nice episode. Bye.